Hi, everybody. This is Bob Young coming to you from Redline Archeology with the Red Oak, Iowa collection. So, this collection really did shake the Redline world a little bit. Well, my world anyway, in Redline collecting. Very unique collection, one that really doesn't come around very often. Through conversations in gathering the provenance on this collection, we think there may be a connection to a former Mattel employee or employees, whether it was through family, friends, or whatever it was, um, through knowing somebody or actually an employee there that may have been either in the family or connected to a family member that allowed someone what either into the Mattel store or the factory or whatever. There are some cars in this collection that really raise an eyebrow. Certainly mine anyway. But let's go through the collection. It's a total of 175 cars originally. The owner asked if he could keep a few cars for his grandson, which I certainly obliged. Really just like a police cruiser, fire chief car, and one other car. And yeah, I have no problem with that. The seller was fair. He was very happy with my offer. And, as always with my appraisals, I try to disclose all the information I possibly can from my experience and knowledge of the Redline Hot Wheels and make as fair an offer as possible. And it worked out this time, which it does most times. That's great. So let's get to it. So we'll start in the back here. Gold Sizzler came with it. I guess that's a Boss 302 or something along those lines. I'd have to look at the exact name, but it's in really nice condition. We'll start with the spoilers. I want to give you as much time as possible to look at these cars. I'll pick a few up here that I think are really interesting. But there you have all the Grand Prix cars, all through here. I might have just called them spoilers. It's okay. I'm old. Um, and then you got, your typical Red Baron that shows up in just about every collection. The Demon as well, and a couple 280 SLs. I had a bunch of hubbed wheels that came in one of the 5 stack cases that came with the collection. 48 car, flat cases, not stack cases. Custom Firebird and a Barracuda hood, an engine probably to a Python, and looks like a paddy wagon hood there as well. So here we go. We got a few Toreros, a few nice peeping bombs. Yes, I did pull the headlights back like I always do. Only once in 28 years have I ever found one with orange headlights, and that was an orange, beautiful peeping bomb that I picked up out of Windsor, Colorado a few years ago. Actually, there's a picture of it in my book, Redline Archeology, that's available on Amazon. I talk all about that collection and the surprise I had when I pulled back the lever. The turbo fires here, really nice antifreeze McLaren, another one that's a little toned out. Harry Hauler, Fire Chief Cruiser with some toning. Very typical, especially cars from the Midwest. You will get some toning. Paddy Wagon, which I find in just about, if not all collections. Probably the most recognizable, the Beach Bomb of the original Redlines. Nice blue sand crab. Some really nice white interior heavyweights. These are the only 4 that came in the collection, but every single one had a white interior, which is really nice to find in the heavyweights. I think they should have made them all like that, but whatever. It's a variation. 3 white interior Jackrabbits. Usually I'll get a dark interior. I don't think one's more valuable than the other, but all 3 are nice. White interior and dark interior, gray enamel rolls. I have not ever found any other color but gray in the collections I bought. The only other colored rolls I've ever picked up was in a '69 store display, the Marina one I have, which has an orange one in it, which is very rare. A couple Boss Hoss club cars, a couple Grasshoppers, really nice condition. A lot of times they're missing the roofs. You got a Tri-Baby and 3 Twin Mills, and then you got a couple Lotus turbines, Brabhams, and again, just a couple more Grand Prix and another Fire Chief. So 4 hot heaps, really, really nice lime yellow one in there, and a really nice aqua, a couple aquas and a red, a couple nice AMX2s, Nice hot pink power pad. Here we go, nice Vicky. Here we come into the spoilers. Just a beautiful, beautiful aqua white interior, nitty gritty kitty. And most of these cars' bases are really nice. Now, in all my years of being in this hobby, I've never seen anybody ever display a car upside down. So bases are not a deal breaker for me with these cars. If it's a beautiful condition like that, has a dulled out base, I'm okay with it. A couple really, really nice blue TNT birds. One's a little bit darker, probably even toned out, but still looks nice with that white interior. And some really nice King Cudas here as well. A little bit of toning, but not bad. And the heavy Chevys, orange being one of my two favorite colors in the hobby, or three, I should say, orange, purple, and antifreeze. But really nice example with a nice white interior. Just beautiful. Green one's really nice too. For all you spoiler fans out there, again, the bases, everything has been really nice. Here we go with the Chaparral, another cool casting. Orange, again, being one of my favorite colors. Just love it when I find orange. I don't find the orange colored cars that much, other than the 36 Coupe and the Volkswagen. But when I do, it's a good day in any other casting orange, because I think it's probably one of the rarest colors that Hot Wheels put out. Here's a nice shiny gold Chaparral too. A couple Continentals. You got a Mistral, really nice looking with the white interior. Three beautiful bugs. Here's a red one, the white interior. Again, everything, including the bases, is really nice on these cars. Again, very common color in the VW, but a desirable color, especially for a guy like me, just loves its oranges. A couple nice purple Chargers and a really nice aqua one. It's a shame it's got a little spot toning on the back trunk area, but this purple one is really beautiful. That will go right into my personal collection. And a nice red one. We got a few silhouettes. That's one of the first cars I got when I was a kid. It was an antifreeze silhouette. And they're very tough to find in that color without that peppering on it. It's very common to that color. You can see it on the back as well. Us old-time collectors call that peppering. It's just part of the aging process and the type of paint that they used. So then we come to a bunch of Nomads, 7 in total. Really, really nice orange one. Like I said, orange is such a tough color. I think in any Hot Wheels, beautiful purple. Another one of my favorite colors. But these Nomads were all stunning. Every single one of them. Really nice condition. All right, so we move on to two snakes and a mongoose. And all really nice condition. Nice purple, black roof T-Bird. Again, beautiful base. These 68s are just becoming increasingly more difficult to find, not only to find in collections, but find in good shape. And when you do find them, hold on to them, because I think they're going to become more and more valuable over time, the original 16. So you have three split images there. Really nice antifreeze, nice orange one. You don't see very much, at least I don't. I know it's common, but in that casting, but I don't see it much. Some nice beatniks, a couple fleet sides, Dior. Actually, one had the boards. A lot of times these boards are gone missing, being over 50 years old, and Firebirds with some toning. So here we go. We got blue Camaros missing the cowl in the front, and antifreeze, and it's hard to tell with this one. It's probably antifreeze or a lime yellow, but it's got the peppering on there as well from the age and sitting in the case. It's a shame because other than what's going on with that and a few nicks there just from storage, they really are nice pieces. But like I said, these 68s are becoming more and more difficult to find over time. Really nice blue, lighter shade of blue 4J. And these are tough pieces. These are 68s. Tougher and tougher all the time. We got toned out Cockney cab, a couple Seasiders. Got a couple Eldorados and a really nice blue Barracuda. We got three Mighty Mavericks. I got another one to show you. That's funky, but here's a nice yellow one. You know, just another beautiful car that will probably go into my case. That's one of my favorite castings. A nice Cougar. Yes, it does have the patent pending stamp on it, so it is not a proto. Um, but it's got a little bit of wispy toning on the roof. Other than that, it's really nice. A little toned out blue one. Toned out two Hong Kong Aquas. The one on the right has some toning on the back hatch. The other one looks evenly toned to me, but still both nice cars. No chips or anything. Really nice magenta white interior. Obviously, AMX, a green one that looks like it was played with a little bit. And then Blue Demon. Demons are some of my favorite castings as well. I did get a bunch of buttons with this collection, but we'll go over them a little bit. Three Corvettes. The one in the middle is probably the nicest one. Really nice condition. You got four Woodies, three crinkle, one flat. A little bit of toning on three of them. Nice antifreeze here as well. Really nice condition. And there's a doled out base. Here's an example of a beautiful car with a few issues, a couple spots here and there, but a doled out base, so that doesn't matter to me. As long as the condition of the paint is good and everything. A couple of beach bombs, one that looks like dark toned out, kind of like those, kind of like these guys. You got one evenly toned and one that's held up over time. Aqua. You got a green cord. There's another Eldo. We got four Mustangs. The gold one, second and from the left. It's probably the best condition of the four. Like I said, they're getting tougher and tougher to find in nice condition. Here's a nice purple. Beautiful base. Just a beautiful car. White interior. I know these have gone up over the last year or two. And that is, you're not going to find much nicer than that. Purple is just a really nice color. It's Spectraflame paint. But that's showing up as blue, but that is aqua. And that's an antifreeze or lime yellow to the left there. It's got toning. So the buttons, nothing really rare here with the buttons. The ones I look for, obviously the Olds 442, the classic cord. The beach bombs are nice to find with the rear loader aspect, but they're not uncommon. People may argue that with me, but I find them all the time with the rear loader. I think I find them more with the rear loader on them than I do with the side loader. So they were all ready to produce that car, but right at the last minute they pulled it because it couldn't hold the track. There's another one that came in the collection, and then some other. The Mighty Maverick's a good one. It's a good one that I like. The club car ones are tough, I think. Just picked up one recently in one of the collections I've gotten. And they're keepers too. You ever find a club car buttons, hold on to them. The only ones I've ever found in collections have been the ball sauces. All right, so let's get to the creme de la creme of this collection. Not that the rest of these cars aren't super desirable, but here's one that's just amazing. It's such a bright, shiny, hot pink cottony cab. I can't find a thing wrong with it, from the wheels, the base, everything. And I think you can assume where this one's going to be going. That one's going right in my collection. You don't find them like that, and that's a tough color in that casting. Here's a really nice 57 Bird. Again, a little bit of toning in the base, but just a really nice car overall. I don't see him in orange, that's why I pulled that out. Really nice orange Cougar, great shape as well. Keep in mind, these are produced in '67, released in '68. Here we are in 2020. Look how it's held up. Again, it's got the patent pending stamp on the bottom, right underneath where it says Mattel. If it doesn't have that, then you've got a prototype on your hands. Now here's one funky car. Now this is a stripe that was never painted on a Maverick, a hot pink. I know these have shown up before. I just think it was cars that were either missed on the production line or early production, and they added the stripe later. I don't think there's a ton of these out there, and I'm sure customizers have probably found a way to remove the white paint off of these The ones with the black stripes are considered prototypes, but I've never found one without a stripe. And I know the provenance of this collection, so I know this came, probably right off the factory line or out of, obviously the Mattel store or whatever back in the day. Here's a beautiful white interior, orange Camaro, really nice base. You got a little bit of toning, but nothing that's crazy that's going to really take away from it. Just a beautiful, beautiful car. I think you know where that one's going. Now people think this is creamy, but I put this in the light and it's hot pink. People will argue this with me, but if you hold this in your hand or put it in the sunlight tells the whole story, in my opinion. This is really a Spectraflame hot pink. Just looks a little bit duller maybe to time, but boy, is this a nice, nice white interior, hot pink VW. Here's a shiny, shiny gold 57 Bird. Not a rare color in this casting, but boy, the condition just really makes you think it's over chrome when you look at it, but it's not. Here's another one that I've never found in 28 years. It's an orange Mantis. I've never even seen one. Maybe other people that deal on a much larger basis than I do have come across these or seen them, but boy, that is just about as nice condition as you're ever going to see a Hot Wheel come in. And it's got a great color to it. So here's the car that's up for question. And I'm going to post some more pictures of this, and I'm going to have another discussion thread on this. With discussions with some collectors in the hobby, and Bruce was over my house Sunday helping me unpack these, and he saw it firsthand, and it really does raise your eyebrow on if this car was being considered for production. Some people call it a lunchbox or a lunchtime car. This is a crinkle roof, and there is no just chop and glue. It follows right through the lines here into a cutout window in the back. It just really makes you wonder. The rivets are good. Everything is good on this car. It's a really cool car that I'm not sure why they wouldn't have made it like that. I don't know. I think it was under consideration and scrapped. I think the only way that we're going to really prove its consideration at Mattel back in the day is to find some drawings, no matter how crude they might be, the drawings or notes on this car. We probably should ask some of the guys that are still around that designed these cars back in the day if they've ever seen it or, were part of the process of considering this car to go into production. But there it is. It's the Woody. It's stamped just like a regular one. The rivets are the same. You got everything on it. Classic 31 Ford Woody. It's right there. Nothing unusual about that. But, the condition is just as nice as you're going to find. And is this a prototype? Is this a car that was just tooled around with? From what I understand, there's been 3 other ones that have shown up in collections with connections to a Mattel employee. So, like I said, there's 2 schools of thought on it. I think I'm in the school of thought that this car was being considered to go into production, but obviously got scrapped. And we have one of the examples, probably a later design of it, because of the intricacy that you can see there. It just wasn't the roof cut off and just glued on top. I mean, this took some time, cutting out that window and everything. Just a cool piece. So there you have it. This is the Red Oak collection. Ended up, for me, being 172 cars and 5 of the flat 48 car cases that came along with it, all in good shape too. So there you have it, folks. So listen, happy hunting. I hope you all get this experience of getting an amazing collection like this that, was dug out of storage after 50 years, as per the seller. They read that article in The Hustle that was on me and a couple other collectors and reached out to me, and here she is. So keep keep your eye out for more videos and more collections coming soon. And be sure to subscribe and like this video and add any comments that you like. And I will see you all soon. Happy hunting.